Hello, everybody. It is Wednesday, December 11th. Um, let's see here. Today we're going to be going over new scalp settings using the par. Um, I am joined today here by Kermixalot. Go ahead and say hey.
Hello, hello.
Today's session is sponsored by us at www.cartoonmoneyprinters.com. Come join the group. Come join the fun. We have lots of education here, so come get on that. If you join with the monthly subscription, you can get a month free, and we got some deals going on right now. So um, come by and check us out. All right, Kermit, why don't you go ahead and take it from here, my dude?
All right, guys. So I'm gonna go over the three that I probably harped on most in the group, and I was just saying earlier that I don't think a lot of people got on Dent, um, because we we didn't have a lot of confluence of people talking about it, and I see that that tends to have people not really go for a coin. If it's just mentioned by one or two people, I think it's less likely for people to trade it as a whole in a group like this. Anyway, I'm going to go over BNB, Dent, and Av. Um, very good day on those. The market structure broke, and that was where I took the opportunity to look for longs. I got some picks down here at the bottom, actually the day before on ETH and Bitcoin. Those played out, and then I wanted to look for money rotating into some of the alts, and then that's what I played today. So let me show you Bitcoin, just the break of structure that I saw. Let's focus on this trend line right here. Okay, so I drew that. Um, Now, the reason I grabbed down here because of the par gap with the 1 and the 4 hour. Okay, so if you guys can go into your chart, and this is very simple. For par, the CMP par. Okay, you guys all know how to get to that. Should be under your favorites. CMP, and do the price action reader right here. Go ahead and pull that up, and then open the settings. All right. Again, this is a very super simple setup. All you're going to do is, for right now, use my colors, and then you can change them later. But click on, it doesn't really matter which numbers, but I'm just using 1, 3, and 5. So 1 is the 5-minute. And one thing that I've changed, instead of using line, I went to style. And at 1, I use the columns. Right? Click on that. And for this one, I'm kind of making it a little bit dull. And it doesn't matter the thickness because the columns are always going to be the same thickness. All right, so I put that a little bit dull. And then the next one for the 60-minute, that's number 3. I put it blue, and I put it a little bit thicker. So for the line thickness is it's almost the thickest, right? It's 1 down. And that's the same with the 240. So I'm essentially just using the 5-minute, the 1 hour, and the 240. For that, I got pink. And for style, go in. It's the second from the top, right? On the thickness. Okay? All right. So here's what it looks like by itself. It's a little bit messy when it's zoomed out, but when you zoom in, it looks nice. Okay, so without looking at price, I mean, I'm kind of cheating because I already kind of know. But this is the 4 hour, right? You're obviously not going to be interested in longs, especially with how steep the 4 hour is coming down, right? You're going to just let it go, be patient. Now it's starting to round, so you're like, oh, okay. I want to start looking for longs. Well, the 1 hour already got away. It's way up, at the zero line and higher. You want to wait till that comes back, right? And when it did and it turned, the 4 hour made a probably a bullish divergence, but let's check the price. Again, this is Bitcoin. And sure enough, here you go. Price made a new low from over here, right? This was the bottom of the 4 hour, right? And you guys know I love bull divs. So here, the indicator went higher from bottom to bottom, while the price from bottom to bottom went lower. That's a perfect bull div, and I think I showed my trade in the group at 95.1, right around here. Okay, and that was the minute, the 5-10 minute close that the 1 hour started to go up to. Okay, so that was where I really thought that we were going to get a big move from that point. And then right here, you have a bullish, hidden bullish divergence, right? So that gave your second indication. Now, this whole time, we did not break market structure. Let me clear up some of the pivots right now. We don't really need all of those. All right. So right here is the fractal that we need to break for a break of market structure for us to be really bullish. And it didn't do this all this time. So if you're not playing bull divs and you're just waiting on market structure, you missed a lot. The move from here to when it broke, which was right here, was at 98.3, and that's 94.7. That's a $4,000 move that you missed waiting for it. Now, once it broke market structure, then it's kind of easy peasy. You're just going to ride the waves, right? So this was today. We still didn't break. Actually, yeah, today's Wednesday. Okay, so when I woke up today at around 5, we had already broken market structure, and so I was bullish, right? And then I'll scan through some of the signal channels and see some that I like. I knew was, Hampu was on it, and it was in some of the signal groups, and then I went and looked at that. But actually, let me do BNB. BNB was one too. Okay, so again, BNB is not breaking market structure till actually here, and I'll explain that. So I'm on the 15-minute market structure break for day trading is perfect with me. I'll take that any day. But here you have bottom here, so you want to break this, and then you also want to break the next top too. You want to double break for it to be a real strong break in market structure. So here it didn't kind of do it, right? And then boom, right through this pivot, and you had a market structure break. So that was where I knew, well, I wasn't up yet. When I woke up, saw signals for it, I knew I wanted BNB. I think I entered a little bit here. That's where I posted the call. And then, who was it I was talking to? I think Jason. I said, yep, you want to enter right here. And I drew it and I posted it. If you look at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, it should be in the chat. And right here, you have it's not a hidden bullish div because the 5 minute, well, not on the 5 minute anyway. But if you look at the ribbon down here, the 3 minute came down below these other lows here. Okay. But it's technically not a hidden bull div. But if you get these spikes down into oversold, and you're already in a bullish market structure, and this is a good spot for a re-entry, okay? Because the spike down here, and I'll show you on the new setup that I'm doing. Okay, so the 4 hour is obviously trending up. Okay, so we're trading with the trend right now, and the 1 hour is trending up here. Okay, so this is like, all you have to do is wait for a dip on the 5 minute and wait for it to come back over the 0 line, which is right here. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit more. Okay, so 4 hour, 1 hour, bullish, right? You get a nice big dip here on the 5 minute. You wait, you don't go yet. This is on, oh, let me go to the 5 minute, sorry. Yeah, if you're using this layout, you definitely want to trade on the 5 minute, and you're going to see how much clearer that looks here. All right, here we go. Okay, so it's right here where I put the call on it. Okay, it's spiked up. You don't want to enter here, right? Because the 5 minutes overbought. Yes, it's bullish, and you could be kind of safe entering, but that's just not a good entry. And I waited till it came back into the 5 minute golden pocket, and you wait for this swoop down, and then as soon as it goes over the 0 line right here, the column, that was your re-entry. Okay, I think I actually got it like right. No, I got in a 687.90, right? Because I felt confident with it. As soon as it started coming up, this is a front run, and then right here is more of a confirmation. Right, so even if you got the top of that wick, you're in BNB at 689. Right, it's 709 now, so you're way ahead of the ball game. All right, so let me put a little line on that, and then this is where I'll do a couple of your guys' coins that you want. All right, so there's your re-entry right there. That's your confirmed re-entry. The front run would have been $1 or $2 lower, but it may not be worth it, right? Plus, when I posted the chart, I had the POIs up here, and in here, let's turn on the pivots and see what kind of noise is in there. All right, they are not giving me the demarc. It's all right, we can work without those today. All right, so yeah, so that was your re-entry, and I had a point of interest up here. Okay, so there's a pivot here and a pivot here, and that was why I put the green box there. So you just let this run. There's no reason to get out. There's no reason to get out. No reason to get out. Boom. Right up in here, TP. I should have mentioned that in the group. And also, the 5 minute got oversold in this area too. All right, so that's TP. And then you could actually move your stop to, if you want to play moving stops, you can do this, right? Because it made a stair step. So you put your stop a cushion below that. So here's your new stop at 692. Your entry was at 688. So now you've TP'd with a nice almost $18 move. And then you got your stop in profit now. So free trade, right? So you could go do whatever you want and just let this ride. So if you want to look for a re-entry, right, you got the turbulence here because it's the point of interest, right? So watch what happens here. It comes down. Here's another re-entry if you want. Now, after about, if it's already moving and you've already seen where it has had like 2 or 3 possible re-entries, once you get to 4 and 5, you got to really start being careful. Then it starts getting really risky, and you're kind of just hoping that it goes parabolic. So you got to keep that in mind. So let me put, all right, you see down here, the 5 minute curls down, and then it comes up. You wait till the 5 minute crosses the 0 line. And let me put a vertical line there. Right there is your re-entry. right? Now, you also want to look at your scalp ribbon, or, you know, anything between like 5 minute and 2 hour, like as a ribbon, to make sure the ribbon isn't like right here. I wouldn't want to enter, right? Because the ribbon's coming down here, it was going up, so it's fine. And then here too, the ribbon came down and then it started to turn back up. So that was another re-entry for you. Right here where the 5 crosses 0 line, and there you would have gotten in at 708, and from there it went up to 720. Okay. Now you could say, oh, there's another re-entry. Well, this didn't go down very far. You want the 5 minute to spike down. This was actually beautiful right here. I mean, this is the ones that you want to take. Now you would have got in. Right here would have been a little bit late, right? It's not the best entry, but you didn't get hurt, and you put your stop below the swing, and it still went from, even if you got a really crappy entry here at 702. But my rule of thumb is you don't buy the top of a big green candle. And when I say big, I mean it's compared to like the last 20 candles, it's big, right? So you don't want to get in there. Anyway, so moving on. This is where I got in. So there was no need to enter here anyway. But this could have been another re-entry. I'll go ahead and put the line there. Okay. And that was about it. Okay. So now you could say, oh, it's setting up for another re-entry. Well, it may go up. Okay. And what might happen here is that you get, what I think is going to happen here is going to set up a bearish divergence. Okay, so what I think will happen is, let me draw it out. I think the price is going to get that draw. Damn it! All right, here we go. I think the price could do. It's turbulent in here. You got two PLIs close together. We're now within the weekly CPR, right? So maybe price. I don't think it's going to get much higher than that, even though my stop or my target is 758 on the trade. I just don't think I'm going to get that out of it. Right. Second. So I think price could do that and then reject. And what I think will happen with the 1 hour line here. Something like that. I'm a little bit off on the synchronicity of it, right? And at this point, you're going to have a bull or a bear div here. Draw the trend line. There is a chance that BNB could keep going, and this could surpass it. But the fact that this is already way overbought, the percentage chance of the line going back above it, it's pretty low. It can happen. And in that case, you could just keep moving your stops up. But if we get this action, then that could be a good short, right? And definitely TP. I think if you got to 730, that's a really good take profit. But we still have to get through this monthly. There's a pivot, a regular pivot, there's a VWAP, and there's a monthly here. So this is going to be a challenge to get through that. All right, but you're also getting this signal on the 5 minutes. So in the next 5-10 minutes, if we close above that 0 line, that's where we could go and just bump up. All right, so any questions on BNB? I'm going to give it like a minute. I'm going a little bit over, so I may just skip dent. Nobody really traded it today. And go into OV. How do you set up the CPR? Mickey, that should be in the CMP Extreme in the pinned section. If it's not, please hit me up and I'll get it in there. Okay. Well, I wouldn't have time right now to do this thing. Yeah, but I'll do it. Yeah,
Yeah, let me
I'll
double
do it
check that for
tomorrow.
you. Let me see here.
Okay. 'Cause after this stream, done. All right, here back to Av. No questions. Yeah, Jason, I'm gonna do people's coins when I'm done with these two, so that you guys get a good idea of what I'm looking for, and then yeah, Doge will be a good one. I'll do Doge right after I do All right, so let's see. Let's see what happens with BNB. It could it could hit this monthly pivot and just fail. If we broke this, then I might even get out early. My stops are in profit. You know, it's profitable trade already, so I don't really care. But I will be watching. Holy Ob! What? That shit took off. Hold on a second. I gotta check. I had no idea it went that high. Alright, so I have my final TP on Ob at 320, guys. It's not that far away, is it? But, yeah, and right here you have stacked pivots. You have a weekly and a daily pivot right at 320. So, yeah, that's going to be... that might hit while we're on. Alright, anyway, let me focus on this. Alright, so Ob, I already have the re-entries worked out for you. Okay, so again, Ob broke market structure. Right here, it broke market structure. It came back and retested the CPR, and I posted the call in it around like what 8 or 9 this morning, so right around here. Okay. I actually got in a little bit high, and it came up. It went south on me for a little bit, but right here, I forget if it was Jason or whoever, and I said, this is a good re-entry. All right. So these are all entries, right? See how the 5 came down to oversold? As soon as the 5 came over the 0 line, you could have gotten in here. It went up. All right. Here, it went up. Here, it went up. Okay. Now, I actually entered at a pretty crappy spot up here. I knew I was going to be on the road. I knew I wanted it, and I just wanted to put a starter in. But here was where I really went gung-ho on it. Now, the 1 hour is coming down, all right? But let me show you guys a little. This is a little nuance and a little trick, all right? Let's clean this up a little bit. Okay. All right, so the 1 hour is coming down, right? And people will go, well, you're trading against the trend, right? Well, I'm not taking the trade yet, but I'm watching it down here. Now, I knew that I liked this area for support because of the price action. So I marked that out, and let me open this a little bit more. And you got a little vector candle there because the volume started coming in. Now, when it goes deep into oversold, you don't have to wait for it to go over the 0 line. You can get it when it's starting to come out of the oversold zone. Like, so right here, right? And coincident, that was right after the vector candle. Let me move the entry line over there. So right here, okay? Now, I want to tell you guys what I think sometimes. When I see the 5 way down here, I know that price is going to swing up and the momentum is going to swing up. It has to, because it's not only is 5 way the heck down here, but it's completely diverged from the 1 and the 4 hour lines up here, right? And yes, the 1 hour is coming down, but you know this is going to swing up, and that's going to cause the 1 hour to start to curl up as well. And another thing I want to have you look at, um, right at the point where the 5 is the lowest, you can do something like this. Right? So, like right around here, yes, the 1 hour is low, right? But if you take it back, all it's doing is kind of retesting this high over here, right? This area, right? And you know that's not going to stay there. Now, if you didn't enter here and you wanted to be safe and wait for the 1 hour to start to curl up, that's fine. So you just wait for another dip on the 5 minute and you catch it here as it comes back above the 0 line. And there ain't nothing wrong with that entry, right? But I just wanted to share with you guys my thinking. When I see the 5 way down here, I'm like, you know what? That 1 hour is not really coming back. And at this point, the 4 hour is still trending up, right? So I took it here and I said so in the group, but this is also a good re-entry. And now look at Av. This is running away. Here you had another divergence. Okay, so it wasn't a hidden bull because this is actually a little bit higher than this, so it's not a hidden bull, but it doesn't matter. The bottom of the 5, let me show you guys. So the 1 and the 4 are like kind of averaged right about here. Let me change that color. And then you have the 5 down here. That is a massive divergence gap, okay? That's got to come back together. You know, ebb and flow, sine and cosine. It's got to come back. So that's what I'm looking at when I take these re-entries. And that's on Av right there. All right. Any questions on that? And then I'll get into Doge. Yeah, the setup is nice. It's simple. It's really simple. And with the columns, you have to wait for the candle close. Like when you're using the lines, you're like, kind of, you know. So it definitely makes it safer.
I like that method.
Right? It's like, I don't know why. I mean, it's funny because like I've been using this for 4 years, and sometimes and that's why I love when other people. I love when other people, not when they use it, but when they experiment, because then they like, hey Brian, check this out, and I've learned a lot from other people trying different things with it. Yeah, 2-year-old. Well, I don't know about that, but I'm sure my son could do it. He's 7. So I might get my TP smashed on Av. It's really getting close. Sorry, guys. Losing focus.
I just want to take this opportunity to mention to you guys that a lot of you guys are still trialing. Consider taking some of your winnings and appropriating it to membership. So, or you can just have it dropped in the card or whatever you think is best. We have that deal going on where if you buy a year, I'll send you a mug, cartoon money printer's mug of awesomeness, as well as I will add 90 days to the yearly membership. So consider doing that. Lifetimes are half off. I also have in the lifetimes being half off. I have one of the options as a pay in increments. So as it being half off, you just pay incrementally a smaller portion for a term of 6 months. So yeah, just consider that. We really enjoy having you guys here. Kermit and I were talking about it, and we think that we have a really good group of guys here. Like you guys are awesome. Like these ideas that we're bouncing out, I haven't had this many profitable days in a while. So I think
Doge might bounce. Okay, go on.
yeah. So yeah, just thank you guys very much for everything, your support, your participation. and then like just be a part of the family. You know what I mean? Like be part of the group. If you're still learning, don't be afraid to ask questions. Like there's not only are me, Kermit, and Astronaut Toad, able to help you, but I'm sure there's other people in the group that can help you. Share ideas. If you're not feeling confident in like a thesis on a coin, bounce some ideas around. Don't be shy. I know that the crypto chat can be a little noisy, so if you need to, just pop us a little DM. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
Anytime. All right.
yeah.
Good.
Anything else, Astro?
Nothing from my end.
Astro, do you have anything that you wanted to add, buddy?
He might be stepped away.
Yeah, he might be a little busy.
He doesn't answer right away.
Let's
All
let's
right.
let's real quick. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you first.
No, I said Doge is the entry, like right now. Anyway, go ahead.
Not financial advice.
Not financial, but I like it. If I mean, ideally, this 5-minute close right here was your signal, right? And that was at 409.78 on Doge. It's a little bit higher now, but
Yeah,
it's
if
up
you're
to you.
if you're looking at market structure on the 5 minute, you'd be wanting to see it break that local high and then close a candle above it in order to have that be a confirmation. And that high would be where price is at now to the left, that high of that candle. No. Down on the 5 minute structure. Yeah.
Right there.
So you're going to want
Yeah.
a candle to close above that for confirmation. Your candles are tiny. Can you give it a little more real estate?
There you go.
There we go.
Anyway, I think it's gonna be good. I mean, I don't think this is gonna. There's nothing here. You know,
I mean,
there's
the
no pivot or
the long term ribbons are trending up. Like you're looking bullish on the long term ribbons on the par.
Yeah, let me see the. So yeah, you can always look at those as well. Yeah, I mean, the 1 hour came down. It did a little reset, and when that 60-minute comes deep into the ribbon and bounces, that's usually this is a signal. The par scalp is curling up. That's a signal. And there it goes. I mean, I think it's gonna go.
The volume's there.
So
Volume's moving in
you're,
now.
huh?
The
Volume?
vector candle, yeah, it's signifying
Volume's coming in. It's a vector candle. Wow. Who called that out? Who called out Doge? Jason? You just caught that? Laughed my fucking ass off. Good for you, dude. Hey, as long as somebody in the group's making money, I'm happy.
Yeah,
All right,
see,
good.
that's the goal.
All right, well, there you go.
All right. Well, unless we have any other housekeeping, I think that's gonna be it. We'll keep this one nice and short so we can get back to the charts.
I mean, I don't mind doing a couple more unless you need to go, Mickey.
No, we can stay in here. I mean, if you guys want to throw coins at him to look at.
But I want to show Doge along the way on the journey here. Okay. All right. So, yeah, there was already an entry there. I missed it because I'm busy teaching here. So whatever, it's fine. But also I want to point out that Doge had a very narrow CPR. Okay, you see that? That usually will tell you that, hey, we are going to have a trending day. And that's exactly what freaking happened. That's a trend. That's a trending day. Plus, it broke out of the monthly CPR with the dash line right here. Okay? So, all right, anyway, you're looking at it. If you didn't get the bull div right here, that's technically not a bull div, but it was a divergence of some sorts. But it did come down and test the previous day low, and it bounced to the penny off the previous day low. If you guys don't have the CMP trader package up on your charts too, I highly recommend that.
And then if you guys are having issues reading the candles, can you open up that real quick? So go to the
Open.
CMP package settings,
Oh yeah.
the trader package. Yep. Pop that bad boy open. All right. Now, if you're having issues with the colors of the candles because it's overriding what you have on the chart, go down, scroll down, right there. See where it says candle colors? You can change the candle colors right there where it's the red, green, purple, blue. You can change that to however you want. And the regular candles are being overridden. So if you want to change those to something that you can see, you just select that box. Go and give an example of the regular candle. Yeah, you'd select that box and choose the color preference from the palette that you'd want, and then you can get it to like normal or however your theme is. A lot of
Nice.
people don't realize that the trader package overrides their trading view candle colors. So,
Hmm.
and I think that's only the body that it overrides.
Yeah. All right. So, hold on, I just got to do something real quick here.
So yeah. So if you go into the trading view, you can change the color of your wicks and your borders, and that'll be in the trading view settings. But the bodies of the candles are in the CMP trader package if you have it enabled. And if it doesn't load up for you, and you're having a like runtime error, just like zoom in a little bit more, or go to a higher time frame and let it reload. The issue is in the coding, it can only go back so far. So if you have too much data on the screen, it might clunk it up.
Okay. I'm back to Doge. All right, so I'm going to show you the entries that you could have taken today using this super simple par, and I think I'm just going to call it that. So here you had the 5-minute column come. It didn't go below. Actually, it did go below this part right here. So that's technically a hidden bullish div. Even if this line from here to here is straight, which you can see by the dash, but actually this was a tad lower. So that is a hidden bull div because price made a higher low while the indicator made a lower low. Okay, so your entry could have been when the 5-minute came out of the oversold, right? That's your better entry. And if you guys are noticing, a lot of these entries are on a vector candle because this is when the institutions are getting in, is when people are the most scared. Because like right here, if you had Doge, I bet you a lot of retail was like, oh man, because it like kind of broke this fractal and it broke this pivot and the VWAP. They were probably getting a little freaked out, and that was the time to buy. So there's your entry there. Now in here, there's no real entries, and you can see price didn't really give you much either. So they kind of work hand in hand. Here you had a divergence from the 5 to the 60. So this could have been a re-entry. It's not a hidden bull div or anything, but it's a little bit of a divergence gap. But the problem is you don't want to buy, because that's my rule, the top of the big candle. So you don't go in there. You got to just kind of wait. Plus, it was hitting a resistance right here. So you wait, and now we got another dip, right? And then you wait for the 5-minute to come back over. Now price is more reasonable. It's not spiked up. So this could be your re-entry right here. And look at that. It just shot right up. I mean, that was in and out, 45-second or 45-minute scalp, and that was a really good play. Now we're getting into hidden bullish divergences again. So right here, this is a lower low from anywhere in the past, right? and that was another re-entry as it started to come out. Again, if you want to be safe, you can wait for it to go over the zero line, but I would usually like to enter here on this candle, but it's really not that bad to wait. And if you're newer, it's much better to wait because you're just hopping on a train that's already moving in your direction, and then you just get off when it starts to slow down, or it hits a previous day high, which is from the trader package, and that would have been an amazing TP because it didn't come back there for hours, and now it just made another signal, which I just called it out, and that was right here. Again, that was at 408, and now it's already at 412. That's a 1% move. At 20x, you're already up 20% from that. SNX. Any other coins? Don't worry about spam, dude. Matarazzo.
Don't worry
Mickey,
about spam in here.
Mickey, can you answer Matarazzo's question about going to WAP to purchase?
Yes, you do all the purchasing through WAP. So in the announcements, you can see that I posted the link for the yearly in there. But if not, just let me know which one you want, which membership, and I'll give you a direct link to that package. If you're not sure which package you want to get, and so you want to look around, go to cartoonmoneyprinters.com and then click start now, and then you should see the package suite that we have. And then you can decide from there, and then DM me, and then I'll send you the appropriate link.
All right. So, Hampu, remember the lines that I drew? Well, it went even more aggressive. I actually took it with you down here. I just took half out. It's a double top. It's the bottom of the weekly CPR. It's a previous day high. I mean, it's, kind of like ridiculous not to take a little bit off at all these resistances. But let me show you. So SNX was really strong trending, and these are great for the re-entries. All right, so you go in. It was already trending strong. The 4 hours coming up, the 1 hour's coming up. You had a nice dip here, and that was a big divergence. You wait for it to turn up, and I'm being conservative here. We're going to wait for it to go over the zero line, and that's right there. And I mean, what is that move from that entry? Boom. And look at where it hit. Bounced right off of the PD high, pivot, and the bottom of the weekly. That's a 11% move. And what is that? 69 bars. So that's like 5-6 hours. Actually, no, sorry. Like 58 bars. So that was pretty good. Now, you see how it kind of dips down? Right? It has a pretty,
Hampu's asking for the 1 hour as well. He's
Well,
asking if there was a signal on the 1 hour. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, it's all right. Well, not on the scalp mode that I'm going over tonight. But let me look at the 1 hour. I'm gonna have to. You see, you can't read this on the 1 hour. So you guys see that? That's a mess, right? It looks completely different. So what I'm gonna do is look at the higher time frame, and all right. So right here, the 1 and 2 hour, which is the purple. I think that was a signal. Let's see. Yep, perfect. All right. So here. And Hampu, I know you like to use the bodies. So our low, right? You see how it made the low right here? The body right here. And then you see the low down here. So I'm going to put that there. I mean, that was an extreme dip in price, while the 1 and 2 hour, right? Because now we're on the 1 hour. You wanted to look at a little bit higher time frame, and that's fine. There you go. From 1 hour, it went up while the price went down. That is a typical bull div, and that was your entry right here. Now, again, if you want to be conservative and wait for that ribbon to really start to turn up, you have a 3 inside up. Let me open that up right here. Okay. This right here is a 3 inside up. Gay Tao, you want to study candles? Learn about the 3 inside up. When you see a 3 inside up at the end of a trend, it's usually going to be really good. So this candle is inside of this one, and the next one, it hardly ever comes down. It usually stays over 50 or 80% of this candle body. But you see how it like hardly dipped at all, and then it really closed. This is really strong signal. Okay. Now I don't like to always buy. I mean, this one was really strong, but I don't usually like to grab the top of that. I usually will wait. But this one didn't even give you much dip. It just went up. It kind of retested a little bit. This is where you could have got in for a re-entry, and that probably shows on the 5-minute too. And then you're off and running.
Minion saying, look at the 5-minute on Rune.
Okay. That good on SNX?
Sorry, I'm spamming the chat, guys. I just they changed the format of WAP, so I want to make sure that it's clear. If you have any questions, let me know.
Alright, Hampu. Okay, let me look at Rune. And like I said, I'm gonna do a hard stop at 10. So the next coin up, I'll try to get to that, and that's probably gonna be it.
Rune 5-minute.
Yeah, I'll get there.
Okay. Sorry. I'm multitasking.
Look at that bounce off of the CPR. All right, so wide CPR. I always remember this with wide CPRs, the tops and the bottoms are very strong support resistance. And it showed here. It kind of bounced off it. It tried to break through it again and boink, right back up. So, let me take a look at the, if we're doing 5-minute, let's look at the scalp. I mean, here is this is a par gap right here. It's kind of a floating par gap. It's not, the ribbon's not way down into oversold, but you're not going to get a par gap way down in the oversold while we're in a really strong trending day. That's going to be extremely rare. So for all intents and purposes, this is a par gap based off of the kind of day that we had. This was beautiful. And I could see an entry right here. And it was also the bounce off the CPR. See how everything kind of goes hand in hand? Right here, you could have, I'm on the 5-minute. Yeah. So again, the safe entry on this would have been right here. And there's nothing wrong with that. 6.3, and you just got up to 6.44. You know, when you get these fast moves, take a little bit off. That was a 2% move in 25 minutes. I mean, if it's a 2% move in like 3 hours, okay, you know, then you might want to just kind of hold off a little bit. But when you get 2% move in 40 minutes, take that shit, or take some of it.
Take that shit.
So it's still, but it's also still in a range right here. So it still needs to break. Yeah, and that's why it's having trouble now, because it knows that if it's going to break this range, it's probably going to move. But you got a lot of resistance up here. You know, you got previous, I don't know what high. Is that from the trader package? I don't know, but you got a pivot here at 656. You got the bottom of the weekly CPR also at 659. And then you have another pivot. So this area is going to give it a lot of trouble right here. So I'm not going to be up, but if I was up trading and it did something kind of like this, and if it came up a little bit and it bounced off of it, and you got the 5-minute coming down and back up, this would be a really good entry right here. and that's what I think. Plus, you got this quarterly pivot, the blue, that's going to act as a magnet. So you can maybe get an entry signal here, but this was the prime one right here. All right. No other coins? All right, that's it. Bye. Just kidding. Is there anything
Back
else
to
in there?
lobby.
Rune. Oh, soul. Swollen. Yeah, let me do soul.
Swole?
Yeah. Swole soul. It's got swole soul. All right, here we go. Soul.
Hey, Kermit, Ave's moving again.
Oh, is it?
Well, the whole market is ripping right now.
Oh, shit. It just, hold on. I gotta do
I think you just smashed it.
I think I did.
Because it just popped. It's at the top of my spaghetti chart right now.
Oh, sweet.
Got Sui, Link, Super, Ina was up there. Ave's at the top right now.
I like spaghetti.
Hold on a second, guys. Yeah, a second.
TP.
I had a head short, and I don't even see it. Let me just check something. Yeah.
Did the head short rip straight to the stop loss?
Oh yeah, head short's gone, but that was like that was only 5% off of the the Ave stop loss smashed. Holy crap! Awesome. Well, congrats if you guys are still in, but I'm out of Ave, and it's perfect timing too because it's about bedtime. And Dent's going nuts too as well.
Yeah, I'm looking at the CRO. Man, that thing's been doing weird stuff lately too.
SNX, I already took half off of that. BNB is
all the
kind of hanging out a little bit.
All the exchange coins, I think, are seeing some love right now.
Yeah. Oh, Link! Link's ripping too. 25.76.
Yeah, I just TP'd a long on Link actually right now. And I have a long on Ina that I forgot about last night. I covered the long on Ina last night and went to bed. So I closed 50% of it. And I was like, there's no way it's going to live. You know, it's because it was, I forget what last night was, but it was choppy. And I woke up and it's up 100% on just 5x leverage.
Holy shit. That's amazing.
All right, Soul. It's all right. Yeah, I'm just not that excited about it right now. On a whole, let me look at a 1 hour. I'm too zoomed in.
Are they still developing really... Soul? Is it a dead project?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't like Soul that much here for.
I mean,
for a swinger.
How do you read this?
It's very busy. Sorry. I have all the pivots up. Let's see.
Honestly, though, this whole pump looks like a gasping breath before the bigger downtrend continues.
No,
because I'm looking at some of these altcoins that are like at the top of this list right now, and looking at like the 4-hour chart or the 1-day chart, I'm just like, how is this thing aiming up right now? It should be, I don't know, like I'm looking at CRO and Link, some of the other ones. And I think what we're seeing right now is possibly a bull trap. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm taking the long, and if it goes to the moon and this is it and it never comes back, then cool. But I don't think this is that moment of like up only, never comes back, never coming back.
Here's something I want to point
I think this is
Here's something I want to point out too. Back on the what is this?
I'm gonna finish Soul when you're done though.
Sorry, yeah, back on December 5th, there was a big wick down That one that touched down to like 90, was it 90,000? That one,
Ooh, Doge bounced off the.
that one cleared up a lot of fucking order books, so I could see why this pump is happening. All that liquidity's gone.
Yeah. All the people, I think of it as like people are done playing when they get kicked out of the casino because they're broke. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Go
Like
ahead.
that's kind of what we're seeing when you see massive liquidations, is like the casino owner is saying, hey, everybody, party's over, you lost all your money, time to go home.
Yeah, back to lobby.
Then what is price? Exactly, price has nothing left to do but go to the nearest liquidity, which is the giant whales with sell orders way up higher.
Yep.
So
all right,
you
Kermit.
get this
I know you have
vacuum effect.
a hard exit, so go ahead. On
All
Soul.
right. All right. So Soul broke on this is a 1 hour. It broke structure, right? And closed below the quarterly pivot. Yes, it did reclaim it. But I would say between here and here, just you got your range in here. All right, play the range if you want, but
Bitcoin just did $870 in 1 minute.
Oh,
jeez, down or up?
Up.
Oh,
that's about 1%.
it's only 1014. Okay, I guess it got down pretty low. Anyway, I wanted to look for a trend. Let me go to the 5 minute. I do see a trend on Soul, but it's actually down. Well, actually here. Okay, here we go. All right, so the 4 hours coming up, the 1 hour's coming up. I mean, it did kind of move up with everybody, and it looks like it might want to get going. If it gets over this weekly CPR, then it could really start to get some movement.
Yeah, it's probably hunting for that previous week high liquidity.
Yeah. And Soul has been kind of a laggard, so, and actually the 1 hour's starting to turn up. So on the 5 minute, you had a signal right here. But let me show you where your entries were on this today. All right, so you want to make sure that the pink and the blue are going in the right direction, and they are. Okay, so you look for a dip, but you still want to make sure it's not broken structure to the downside. So right here, this dip, and you have a dip down into the oversold. And let me show you where your re-entry would be. Right here, this little tiny candle that made it over the zero line. Zoom in here. All right, see right here, let me show you. See that little candle? Right there was your re-entry, right? And if you guys are noticing on these signals, you're not getting drawdown, you know, unless the trend changes, of course. But if it's still trending up, okay, so right here, the 5 minute dip down, re-entry. You got a 3 inside up right here. Dip down, re-entry. You just keep going and going. Here, these dips aren't very low. But again, you should already be in along on this. And
last thing before you go, Kermit, could you screenshot your settings for this new bar?
yeah,
And post that in the CMP bar. Don't do it now. Just do it sometime soon. Not during the stream.
okay. Well, it takes 2 seconds. Anyway, I'm done.
Okay.
Unless any questions. But see here with the 1 hour coming down, guys. This is at this juncture, you might want to just kind of wait for it to settle down a little bit, and then here, this is where you get back in. All right. So keep that in mind too. It was coming down. I mean, here you could have tried for this one, right? Because it looked like it was going to come back up again. And you made a little bit, probably not enough to TP, and your stop would have been below the swing low, and you would have got stopped out. But that, again, that was after 1, 2, 3, you know, a bunch of re-entries already. 3 strikes and you're out. I mean, that's usually my method.
All right.
I don't want to try to go in on the fourth or fifth one.
All right. Well, let's call the live stream here. Astro, I'm sorry to interrupted you. I just wanted to make sure to get his hard exit. You guys can stay in the room. You don't have to leave or anything. Whatever you guys want to do. It's just I'm going to end the live stream. So everybody that's watching us on all the platforms, thank you very much for your time and join the community. Be part of the fun. Right now is crypto time. I keep seeing news articles about it. I keep seeing headlines. I keep seeing news segments. It's mainstreaming now in a way that we haven't seen the cryptosphere happen in a long, like I think ever. So
Yeah.
it's a perfect time to get into it, get into a group, learn technical analysis, and ride the wave of the crypto boom. So go to www.cartoonmoneyprinters.com. Yeah, if you have any questions, there's a form there you can fill out, and you can